He lights a cigarette in the pouring rain just to look like a total badass, but it dies the second he reaches the saloon doors. He had no choice but to ask a passerby for a light, then asked where the wanted man was sitting in the saloon.
You know Baby Kavanaugh? Now tell me, you know where I can find him?
Seeing his piercing gaze, the passerby didn't dare to make anything up.
There. At that table. He's got his back to you.
After thanking the man, Monko walked straight over to that table, but instead of taking the guy down, he started playing poker. The wanted man had a pretty good hand, 3 kings. Monko only had 2 aces, but he wasn't the least bit flustered, because he could still swap out 2 unwanted whole cards. The wanted man revealed his whole cards first. Looking absolutely certain of victory, Monko followed suit and revealed his own whole cards. Each card was 1 higher than his opponent's. The fugitive conceded defeat gracefully.
Didn't hear what the bet was.
Your life?
The fugitive actually tried to put up a fight, but his skills were no match for Monko's. What Monko hadn't expected was that the fugitive had an accomplice. Monko didn't even turn around, he already had a plan in mind. After dealing with these men, Monko nonchalantly holstered his revolver and immediately collected the hefty bounty from the sheriff.
$2,000. It's a lot of money. Takes me 3 years to earn it.
Tell me, isn't the sheriff supposed to be courageous, loyal?
In Monko's eyes, $2,000 was a massive fortune for anyone. The reason the small town was overrun with criminals was inextricably linked to the sheriff's dereliction of duty. Although Monko was a bounty hunter, he had a clear set of moral standards deep down. He then rode off on his horse toward the next town to see if there were any new jobs. Monko was lucky as soon as he arrived. He spotted a $10,000 wanted poster. The fugitive could be captured dead or alive. He guessed this wanted man was no ordinary criminal and would certainly not be subdued anytime soon. So he decided to find an inn in town to stay at first. Just then, a boy approached him and recommended an inn. The one next door was not only cheap and cockroach-free, but more importantly, it had a beautiful landlady. After hearing this, Monko decided on that inn. When he arrived at the front desk, he wasn't actually interested in her looks, but the landlady was extremely attentive to him. He asked the owner for a top-tier suite. The owner said there was only one, but it was already occupied.
I'll see to it.
Soon, that guest hurried downstairs to check out, and just like that, Monko got to stay in the luxury suite. The guy named Indio on the wanted poster was notorious. Killing people was as easy for him as slicing melons. What was even more dangerous was that he'd gathered a gang of desperados, intending to raid the town's bank outright. To scout out the town's security measures and routes, he first sent a few henchmen to do some reconnaissance. No one expected that the moment this gang of bandits set foot in town, they were immediately provoked by an old man. The bandits were used to running roughshod over others. They were the ones who always bullied people. They'd never been met with such contempt. The hunchbacked man in the group flew into a rage and was about to draw his gun and shoot the old man on the spot. Luckily, his accomplices held him back, preventing a shootout, since they still needed to gather intelligence. The group had no choice but to swallow their anger and slip away. However, Monko had witnessed everything. He knew full well that the old man had an overwhelming presence. His skills were certainly no less than his own. He must have been after the bounty too. Monko didn't want the bounty split among others. If he went head-to-head with him, he'd surely come out on the losing end. So he turned to an old veteran in town to find out more about his rival. The old man told him this man was Colonel Douglas, once widely recognized as the top sharpshooter in the Carolinas. He'd fought in countless tough battles, and was a veteran hero whom everyone admired back in the day. After hearing this, Monko knew deep down that his chances of claiming this bounty were slim. Yet, he felt a strange sense of joy at having met a kindred spirit. After all, two masters always want to test their skills against each other. Monko immediately came up with a plan. He deliberately had the waiter lure the colonel out of the saloon, while he positioned himself at the saloon door to block his path. In an instant, the atmosphere grew so tense it was suffocating. The slightest disturbance could spark a shootout, and the waiter caught in the middle was in a terrible bind.
Take it back.
Take it to the station.
Go inside.
Station.
With only the two of them left in the room, their eyes locked, Monko stepped on the tip of the colonel's shoe first. The colonel retaliated immediately by stepping on Monko's in return. It was a contest to see who would lose their temper first. Monko, lacking patience, couldn't hold back and struck first. The colonel bent down to pick up his hat. Monko raised his hand and fired a shot, knocking the hat away. The colonel wasn't giving up and reached for it again. Monko's gun seemed to have eyes of its own. Every time the colonel's hand touched the hat, it was knocked away by another bullet. This wasn't just a display of marksmanship, it was a warning. Be sensible and withdraw from this bounty hunt on your own. Monko ran out of ammo and quickly reloaded, but his gaze remained fixed on his opponent. Unexpectedly, the colonel suddenly struck back. It's rare for bounty hunters to encounter a worthy opponent. After a brief exchange of fire, they found themselves admiring each other's courage and marksmanship. As heroes recognize heroes, they exchanged a glance and instantly reached an unspoken agreement. Tonight's duel was over. Once inside, they decided to team up to claim the bounty.